What is up, guys? It's your boy Rick Kakis, and today we're going to be showcasing what are essentially cheat codes, things that you can use to get the full effect out of the new seasonal artifact perks introduced within Act 3 of episode Revenant in Destiny 2 without having to change your builds pretty much at all. So you gain all the benefits with none of the downsides, and so let's get started. So the first thing we need to do is go over those new seasonal artifact perks. Starting us off, we have authorized mods grenades. So all of the grenade related armor mods are now significantly cheaper. I mean, you have Ashes Assets going from 3 down to 1. You have firepower here, again going down to 1 single energy, and that means that, hey, if you could only afford 1 before, now you can put on 2, which is pretty darn sweet. Then after that, we have Frenzied Hunger. Rapid final blows while Devour is active grant a bonus to reload and handling. After that, we have Finders Keepers. Picking up special or heavy ammo will grant you an armor charge. And then we have, when things get really interesting, Void Renewal. So while Devour is active, Void Weapon Final Blows have a chance to generate a Void Breach. Void Breach is the void random elemental drop, and what it does just at a base level is give you ability energy. Now the boost for this is that picking up a Void Breach will auto reload your shotguns and grenade launchers. Grenade launchers, especially right now with concussive reload, making them weaken more powerful enemies on hits. I mean, just automatically being able to reload your god tier edge transit by picking up a Void Breach is pretty darn good, even if you do have to pop the correct tonic in order to activate that. But then after that, we have the column 5, biggest artifact perk, and that is going to be Old God's Right. So after picking up a Void Breach, dealing damage with a void weapon creates a rain of seeking projectiles, and the boost is that it creates more seeking projectiles on final blow. So how this is actually going to work is, as you see in the background gameplay, you pick up a Void Breach and then you will actually see a timer, an Old God's Right timer in the left corner of your screen, and you have around 10 seconds where you simply need to shoot your void weapon at an enemy. You just need to damage them, you don't need the kill, and then it will spawn a portal from another realm raining down projectiles on nearby enemies. And this is by far the most impressive of these perks, certainly visually, and the effect again is not bad because, and here's why I'm making this video, you can change some very minor things within your builds to get full effect of all of these perks, because all of them want you to be devoured. If we can enable Devour, we can auto-enable basically all of these perks. We get Frenzied Hunger active constantly, then we are making those Void Breaches because we always have Devour, and then because we're doing that, that's auto-enabling Old God's Right. So, how do we do that? Well, by far the easiest way, guys, and really the cheat code of all cheat codes, is the Buried Bloodline. If you have this sidearm, it is actually going to, as you can see right here, give you Devour for multiple final blows. And it's just 3 red bars. So if you can manage to kill 3 red bars with the Buried Bloodline, you're going to see it a ton in the background gameplay, you are absolutely going to pop off with all of these Devour focused effects. And that's it. This is why I'm calling this a cheat code. There's a few more things we're going to go over in this video, but my goodness, I was simply using my Titan ability spam prismatic build with Spirit of Inmost Light plus Spirit of Armamentarium. I love that build. You can easily instead utilize the Consecration build, right? With Inmost Light Syntheseps. You can run a Consecration Titan, the best overall PvE build in the game. You just got to put on the Buried Bloodline. If you have room to swap one exotic weapon to the Buried Bloodline, you are then going to get all of these new artifact perks activating all at once just from that one weapon swap, which is huge because there's actually nothing that's going to trigger Devour in Prismatic Titan, right? There's nothing we can just put on that says you get Devour, right? And that means if you want to activate these perks otherwise, you're going to have to actually switch over to the Sentinel Titan, and then you can start putting on stuff that gives you a Devour. But obviously you're losing a lot, especially if you have a build already on the Prismatic Titan. So switching one weapon is certainly easier. It is the ultimate cheat code for activating these new perks. But remember, it's not like you have to run Prismatic with it. You can switch over to, for example, the Berserker Strand Titan. Guys, Banner of War is still cracked out of its mind. You know, everyone's been distracted by Prismatic, but Banner of War is still, you know, god tier. You can run that and then just throw on the Buried Bloodline to get Devour, and all that stuff is going to activate. But there is another really easy switch you can make on the Titan to activate all those new seasonal artifact perks, and that's actually just going to be swapping your helmet to the Mask of the Quiet One. So this got an update actually this season in episode Revenant, where now it says that it grants ability energy when you are damaged. That's great. And while you have a Void super equipped, rapid final blows and final blows while critically wounded grant Devour. So that does mean that you simply put on this helmet and you can keep playing Prismatic as long as you have the Prismatic super equipped. And Twilight Arsenal, I really like Twilight Arsenal, so you know, not a big problem for me. And again, that is a really easy way to change nothing else with your build. If you're running Diamond Lance, if you're running Consecration, whatever you're running, you just put on this one helmet and you're going to get the effects of Devour, which is going to spawn all those old god rights. Now, that means that you can switch off their Buried Bloodline and use, for example, any other fantastic Void weapons. There's no shortage of them. You can use the brand new Slayers Fang. That's a great shotgun. And, you know, you can also use the Choir of One. This thing is insanely good, and you're going to be getting kills so easily with this thing. And the advantage here, guys, is that because you're on Prismatic for both the Mask of the Quiet One and also the Buried Bloodline we showed earlier, because you're on Prismatic, you can take advantage of Facet of Dominance, where your arc grenades will jolt, and pulse grenades plus a jolt is insane. Like, it's basically one of the best, most effective grenades you can get in the game. And then you can just use Facet of Bravery, where defeating targets with your grenades, remember, we're using a jolting pulse grenade, is going to give volatile rounds for your Void weapons. So now, because you have Devour active, you're triggering old gods, right? But you have to use Void weapons to spawn all that stuff to get those Void breaches. But now we're getting volatile rounds for all of our different Void weapons, guys. And again, like I showed you a bunch, Graviton Lance. A volatile Graviton Lance is nuts. Like, you're just shredding in whatever content you're doing. And it now is spawning Void breaches, which is giving you more class ability energy. And it's triggering Devour, and it's spawning a bunch of additional Seeking projectiles with old gods' rights. So again, some simple changes there to really get a huge advantage of your Void weapons. And again, you know, giving up your exotic class item is not the best. Like, I'll admit that. And so that's why, again, Buried Bloodline with Prismatic, with the volatile rounds, all that stuff is so good. Don't forget, Devour gives you massive grenade energy. So you're getting way more of those jolting pulse grenades as well. But specifically for the Warlock, I mean, it's over. You just have Feed the Void. So, like, if you're already running Feed the Void, and almost every Prismatic build is, because it's so good, I mean, just throw on those new seasonal artifact perks, you're good to go. Like, why wouldn't you? You just need to now use Void weapons. And again, there is no shortage of incredibly good Void weapons. I mean, this one's sitting right here. So definitely as a way to improve your build. If you're already running Feed the Void, just an easy swap over to get all those advantages with having Devour active. Now, on the Hunter, it's not quite so easy, except, of course, for that Buried Bloodline. Remember, I was showing you on a Titan, but it can go on any of those classes super easily and get all those advantages. Guys, That's going to be it for the video. Hope you enjoyed and found this interesting. If you did, please remember to help me out by simply rating and especially sharing this video. If you guys want to see more Destiny 2 content similar to this, don't be afraid to slap that subscribe button. If you want to get in touch with me and keep up to date with the latest channel activity, the best way is to follow me on Twitter at RickCacus. That is linked in the description down below. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good day.